Welcome to T4G Gamers. Today we're going to do a deep dive in the Madden 24 official gameplay trailer and see what Madden has to offer us this year. Make sure to hit that like button, guys. Comment down below. You think it's going to be a good Madden? You think it's going to be a bad Madden? Are you guys excited for football season like me? Because I am jazzed up for football season, mainly college. But I'll tell you what, I'm excited as hell. So let's light it up, guys. Let's jump into this and see what Madden has to offer us.
The goal for gameplay in Madden NFL 24 is to provide players with more control and realism through improvements to the field sense gameplay system, a completely redesigned character skeleton that we're calling Sapien, and enhancements to key areas of foundational football.
All right, so the foundational football and Sapien technology to me are a minus because I love what they're doing with that. I get it, but what have you been doing for 7 years, EA? I mean, dear Lord, would you guys pat yourselves on the back if you guys make it to the toilet to crap? At some point in time, it's just getting stupid. Why am I cheering you on for stuff that's... You're talking foundational football. It's all you guys in the comments that said we were nitpicking or that we were... It's just a video game. Stop getting mad at us for saying that it should be realistic when they got words at the bottom of the screen that say foundational football big as hell. Don't get mad at us for getting pissed that it's not realistic when they're the ones who's saying it's realistic. That they're going for realism, okay? Don't get mad at us because they're the ones with the contract that says simulation football. The entire game is built around realism. And if you can't provide realism and you keep telling us it's real, then people are going to get pissed off. And to the people who don't think they have a right, they do. They 100% do, okay? And you need to rethink before you give someone crap on whether or not they're saying the game sucks. It's not realistic. So here's where we get frustrated with the Sapien technology. I know, guys, I know you think we're nitpicking, but look at the calves on Joe Burrow. Tell me what's going on there. Why is his calves the exact same calves as the heavy guy? Go ahead and look at that. They're the exact same calves. He's got cankles, man. If he got an anklet, it'd be called a canklet. Nice canklet, Joe Burrow. I mean, dear Lord, he's hiding pancakes down there. What's going on? And then Josh Allen's calves look like, his left calf in particular, looks like a son putting on his dad's cleats. It looks like Chicken Little out there. I didn't know he had such weak calves. If you were to take away the standard and lean, I would think the lean guy is bigger than the standard. Personally, that's what I would think. The muscular, okay, all right. I'd just like a little bit more muscle. I'd like to see one of the real big guys in the league and how you could show that off. Okay, the heavy guy, I get it, but here's all I got to say about poor Quentin Nelson. If I were to take a page or a saying out of Impractical Jokers on one of their episodes, he looks like a trash bag filled with mango pulp. Honestly, he looks like a saggy box. It's a saggy bunch out there. Poor Quentin Nelson. I don't know what that is, but man, you don't look any better. On the left, I guess you look better because, or on the left, you look better than the left because the left looks like a turtle. You just look like a turtle, man. Your head's too big. Your neck's too big. You look like a snapping turtle. It's ridiculous. So I don't know what's going on with the cankles and then the Chicken Little legs and then the trash bag filled with mango pulp. I don't know what's going on with all that. But you take that Sapien technology and you get back to work because, boy, oh, boy, this looks lazy to me. Little pet peeve of mine here, but quit calling things weird names. Foundational football. You mean fundamental football? You mean football fundamentals? What do you mean? I get what you're saying here. You're not wrong at what you're saying, but it sounds like you don't know football when you say foundational football. I never heard a D1 coach from the camps that I went to. I've never once heard a D1 coach say foundational football is what we're going to teach you today. I've never heard that. I'm sure it exists. I'm sure someone says it. I've just never heard it. I never heard it at the high school level. I never heard it at the Pee Wee level. I went and asked her Pops. He was a coach, and I asked him. I said, have you ever heard of foundational football? And he's like, no. Foundational football. He goes, it just sounds weird. And I was like, it does sound weird, doesn't it? And then we had this bonding moment. We did a little high five, a little knuckle it, and a chest bump. Okay, and we ripped off our tees and started peck popping. No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, just weird name. It's just strange. I don't know. Foundational football is what we're teaching you today. Yeah, football fundamentals. Just stick with that, man. It just sounds cooler.
23, blockers sometimes miss their marks. In Madden 24, a new blocking system makes open field block marks.
He's talking about the blocking here, and I think it is comical because the guy actually missed 2 blocks. Talk about Mr. Marks, and I actually said this last year, and I talked about how the blocking was trash. And people actually gave me crap for it. Now Madden's admitting that it was trash. That's hilarious. All of you who commented on those comments, thank you guys, because you proved you don't know football, and I have to thank you. He misses this block here. Watch that. Boom. Okay. And then he misses the next block. I love it. However, everyone's looking at the wrong thing. Watch the runner. Here's the problem. Right now, the runner is not even moving realistic. It's wonky movement. So watch the runner. Don't even look at the blocking. Watch him, how he stutter steps, move back and forth, back and forth, back. That is not realistic movement. Look, that way, that way. No, what is going on? That's not realistic movement. And honestly, guys, if you think that's realistic, please don't say that to people who know football, because they're going to know you don't know what you're talking about. Seriously, they're going to know. They're going to be like, you do that then. Get a football and do that. I want to see you do that like that. And then you tell me if that's realistic and someone's going to do that in mid-play. You're not going to do that because it's stupid. Okay, it doesn't make sense. And so they do this a lot. And these steps are becoming exaggerated. Watch the step here. Watch. Cuts right. It's just an exaggerated step. It doesn't look fluid. You know what I mean? It's not fluid. And they do the same thing with the fastest dude, the most agile guy, I should say, maybe not the fastest, but the most agile, quick-moving guy from side to side laterally, Lamar Jackson, he starts to run left, he stops, he puts the ball in the other hand, which is great. I love that. Okay, that's super realistic, and that's, in fact, impressive if he's doing it that quick that he's already tucking it away. But it's how slow the movement is when he starts to move. It's exaggerated. They turn it into this like molasses move instead of a fluid move, and you can see it here. Starts there, so slow, and then he goes. It just turns. It's so slow, and it's not slow, and then he goes. It's just, you're talking one of the fastest dudes on the planet, and they're making him look not like one of the fastest dudes on the planet. To me, it's mind-boggling that some of this stuff is just so wonky. That's the way I would describe it. Wonky movements. I'm honestly starting to not believe that this game is for adults anymore, because it used to be beautiful as it was, and it was taken away from us, where we could change the gameplay speed to very fast. We could turn the speed threshold down to 0 on top of the gameplay speed, which they still have the threshold. They'll probably take it away in a few years because they want the game to be as slow and boring as possible. That's really what they want. They want it to be more animation-based instead of processing-based. Like, you have to process, you have to make good moves, you have to put your guy in a good spot. No, now it's like very slow. It's not fun. This game is becoming a game built for kids and kids alone. That's literally where it's going, because look at how slow this is. Oh my Lord. The guy should have already been past the first down by now. You're talking 4 steps. You're talking just so slow right here. It looks like he's running in quicksand. And I don't even care if they slowed it down to some degree. This is how the game is getting slower and slower and slower. And it's turning into the game for children. No longer the guys who are adults and want to play football and have fun. Nah, man, it's going to be a merry-go-round at some point in time where we're just like, oh, dear God. It's painful. It's getting painful at this point. So then they talk about the post-play emotion, right? That they want it to be more realistic. And I understand that. And I like the fact that they're adding this, right? However, I hate the fact that they make us celebrate like they did last year. They make us celebrate when we don't push a celebration. When we're like, no, we don't want to celebrate. And then they force you to celebrate. And you're like, dude, you realize there are football players out there that don't like celebrating? You realize that, right? That there are certain guys that just don't want to do that. Maybe they're not going to celebrate if they're up by 30 points on a team, and they're not going to showboat because they're good people. But no, to you guys, you're like, everyone wants to celebrate every play. No, they don't. They don't. I don't want to do it. I'm old school football, man. I like to score and shut up because I've been there before. That's me. Hey, someone else who wants to do a dance, act like they're kayaking, they're a bowling ball, you do it. Have fun. You do it. Doesn't mean that I want to do it. So I hope EA, you start to pull some of this crap out and you get rid of this, the ideas that you guys have. And by the way, what's wrong with that guy's butt? The guy in the blue, his butt looks like he's sitting down on a chair and then his legs keep going. Man, that's a weird butt. Anyways, Yeah, Madden, stop it.
On defense. In Madden 23, the mid-air tackling system changed the way players defended the passing game.
Yeah, and it was
But
dumb.
those were limited to tackling
Watch
receivers
this guy go up. He goes up as he
who were
gets hit.
leaping
It's
for
not
the ball.
realistic.
In Madden 24, that system expands to all contested catches, so you can now make plays on.
I love that aspect. I just hope that they realize that jumping up in the air and then the way they did it, it's not realistic and it's weird. But I love
Curls,
this.
slants.
So you can see this here. The slants, curls, doesn't matter. You're able to make more of an impact. Also, that I'm just nitpicking on that one, but I do like that they're making it just feel a little bit more realistic in that regard. So I like some of the moves that they're adding there. I will say this though, wherever they showed those guys, whoever those guys were that were in the pads, I wish that they would actually hit a little bit harder, and I would do it honestly. If you asked me to do it, I would 100% dress up in those pads and then let someone tee off on me as long as I could tee off on them at some point, and that's in the game. I'll do it. I'll do it for free. Now, the ball carrier pathfinding I also like. However, I dislike the fact that how they're just like they move like molasses and everyone seems slow potato. Look at this like slow potato. And they're like, ooh, oh, yeah, let me dodge that. No one's doing that move. Some of these moves are weird, but I also like how they're doing the path finding, I guess, whatever you want to say there. Okay, so I do like that. Now, the fumble recoveries. This is another one that I like, okay, because you guys know. Remember when you'd kick the ball fumble, and then all of a sudden everyone's kicking around and everyone's playing soccer for 10 years until it goes out of bounds? That was frustrating. Or when your guy would get hit and the ball's right next to him and he's not jumping up and grabbing it. That would drive me nuts. Now they're doing that. They're jumping. They're going to it. That needed to be done because it was just so bad. It was so unrealistic, and it was like you wondered what game you were like, oh, are you playing a game that hates football or that's trying to be football? And we didn't know. Now it's like, okay, we're playing a game that actually somewhat likes football with that move there, the fumble recoveries. So I think that's a big plus. I think that's something a lot of people are asking for. I think a lot of people are frustrated with that as well. I know I was incredibly frustrated with it. And honestly, I've been incredibly frustrated with how EA has just been going about their game. And it's been getting tougher and tougher and tougher for us to really, really enjoy the game. And I've gotten to a point now to where I've liked to just do simulation more than I've done actual user play, because it just got to where it's like unrecognizable. So the fact that they're starting to kind of bring some of these things back in and try to make it more realistic is an added bonus. So there are things that I really, really enjoy. I enjoy that they added new plays. That is another thing. They have added a lot of plays. I like the post-play emotion. I don't like some of the fighting scenes that they have. Like, it's kind of weird. I want to see actual, like, guys, like, tussle on the ground. Like, that's what I want to see. I want to see some, like, tussling. I like that aspect. I love the fact that they're adding this, the new skeletal system with the Sapien technology. I just wish that, Joe Burrow didn't have cankles. Just wish that, some of those things I wish they could do a lot better. I think the new blocking system is a fantastic blocking system. I hope it's still a little bit better, because I have a feeling that it is not going to be as good as we think it'll be. I think there's going to be areas where it's a little bit frustrating. I hope that it is a lot better than what it used to be. Now, I'm not going to go over the things that I don't like on this, because I could just be here for 10 years talking about what I don't like. But there are definitely some things that I do like. What is on these guys' legs in front of us? What is it? Look at the right leg of the Chicago Bear player. What is that? What is on them? Anyways, yeah, hopefully you guys like this video. Let us know down below what you guys think. And hopefully it's a good Madden season for us all. God bless. Merry Christmas. And come on, EA, do better.